It's Madden NFL 22 on EA Sports, and we've got a showdown in the AFC South. It's the Black Knights and the Colts, and it comes your way next.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Just as we were ready for air, it was the Colts emerging from the locker room to great fanfare here in Indy. They're ready to go as the Colts get set to match up with their opponents. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we take a look at the Colts entering play. They come in off a loss in the season opener, which doubled as the home opener.
And when you lose that way, at home, season opener, it almost feels like 2 losses. So it's a big fight to get yourselves ready to go to play the next week.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Londoners, they come off a good win in the opener on the road, and they get a second road game here.
Yeah, the schedule makers didn't really do them any favors, but if they can win here and get to 2-0 on the road, they could be well set up for the rest of the year.
The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. This fielded right at the goal line. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their 6'5" quarterback out of North Dakota State. It's Carson Wentz.
And when you look at him, you see that he's got all the tools you want in a quarterback. The big frame, the quick release, strong arm, has escapability. The issue sometimes, tries to do too much instead of just taking the throws that are available to him, and occasionally turnovers get him
in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. K'Lavon Chaisson. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. After the sack on first down, Wentz. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Well, as we get ready for third down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on second down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on third and long.
5 yards, and that means they come up short as they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive. The Colts send out their punter. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be let out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
And for how good he is throwing the ball, it's his running that makes him so dangerous. He had a couple of touchdowns on the ground in last week's game, so we'll see what they dial up for him for this one.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47.
Partner, it's often that man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taken off with it. What a big-time pickup on that play.
He was locked in. 2 trips to the end zone, Charles, over 100 yards receiving.
How about the combination of route running, confidence going downfield, and the ability to go up and get the football? You're exactly right. It was hard for them to stop him.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. On third down, he'll drop to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, you got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there's good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And his kick is indeed good. And that will break our tie and give them a 3-point lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Jackson now to return. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 35. A big play there for Indy. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The numbers for him from a week ago. 19 carries, 88 yards.
And well-liked by his teammates. In fact, I got on good authority, even though I'm not an investigative reporter, that in their team meeting this week, the offensive line stood up and said, Coach, we've got to have better yardage for this guy. He's number 9 in the league. He's got to be in the top 3 before the season's over. Let's run the ball.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now Wentz. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he is going to have a Colts 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Three 0 after 1 on EA Sports. Wentz now on 1st down. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
They'll run here with Taylor. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Again, it'll be Taylor. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Wentz now on 3rd and goal. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this 1st half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Let's go, baby.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. 2nd and 10. A play action fake. They'll look to throw. This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But 3rd down coming up. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. He'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. Boy, he almost did that himself, but it looks like he's about a foot or two short. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still fourth down.
I like this effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Backed up where they were on this side of the field. That was a gutsy call.
A gutsy call that never should have happened. Not so much them going for it. That's their decision. But where's the defensive front? Where's the leverage? Where's the low man wins? Where's getting into the offensive backfield and spilling the play? How did they permit them to pick up a first down in that situation?
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. That's going to be caught. It's Chenault. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
A first down and more, ETN. And all the way down to the 17-yard line.
Baby, let's go!
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this is caught at the 8. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. The kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with second down coming up. They're mounting a nice drive here. Good chunk of yardage there again. O-line, they've been solid this drive.
They have that look about them right now that says, if you do anything but run the ball behind us, you're crazy. They have really moved it well on this drive, and they want to finish it off the same way.
Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. The ball mere inches from the white line on 3rd and goal. They'll go with the keeper, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. It's their quarterback with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Black Knights have taken the lead. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And it is up. And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was capped off by the quarterback sneak for 6. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
The Colts about to go on offense one final time in this first half. And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with.
Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
It's C.J. Henderson picking it off.
At a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half.
An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends. Well, defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
And this is caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His first NFL reception goes for and through. And the lead is now pretty clean and simple. Resulting in the touchdown on play number 2.
On offense, 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. Anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and bring the football out to the 25. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. A final shot before half for Wentz. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
We'll start things out in the AFC South. Tennessee at home taking on Houston, and it's the Texans who are out in front. Deshaun Watson has thrown a touchdown pass. From there, we head to the Big Easy to check on the Saints at home in the Superdome, and they have the lead in that one over the visiting Buffalo Bills. Ian Book, 2 touchdown passes thus far. Finally, we finish at MetLife Stadium to see what's going on with the Jets, and they trail in that one to the visiting Las Vegas Raiders. Derek Carr has a couple of touchdown passes there. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats for our visitors in the first half. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the 3rd and 4th quarters. Meanwhile, for the Colts, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break. Final adjustments taking place in both teams' locker rooms. We're closing in on the second half. And to bring it your way, let's go back up to Indianapolis and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you. And we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. 17-3 the score as we resume action for the second half on EA Sports. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. A big reason why they've been so successful, this defense hasn't been able to contain him when he gets outside of the pocket.
So true, and that's when it's really difficult because defensively you can have a game plan and try and account for all the things you've seen on tape, the way that they run their plays.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Rolling to his right. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And that's complete to ETN out of the backfield. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
What has not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete. But you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
Now back to throw.
To Chenault on the slant.
And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass trade in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
On 2nd down, ETN once more.
Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside the 40. 4 yards on the pickup there, as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
So they bring out their punter, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second.
The punt to start things out, and now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
Wentz going to give this to Taylor.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Back to Taylor on 1st down.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Hey, good job, baby, good job.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Indianapolis. It's the Colts, so they've got the football, but they've got work to do, trailing here as we begin the fourth quarter. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Finds his big tight end, Mo Alley Cox. And he is going to have a Colts first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Working from the gun, Wentz. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Mack. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll make it a 2nd down. Shotgun now for Wentz. His throw incomplete.
But plain and simple, that's the 2nd time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off? He's got thrown off.
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A big play that time through the air. 35 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Forced out to his left. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down. Now a give to Taylor. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. And give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. Now Wentz. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
Now Wentz, gotta have this one. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And it'll be a turnover on downs.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw.
That'll be caught right side. Chenault with it.
And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Puts it on the carpet, it's out. And I believe the Colts have recovered. Yes, they have.
Well, that's one of those mistakes. That's a fumble that when they get to the sidelines, I know you're mad, Coach, but look, we've still got this locked down. But that's not necessarily true, is it?
You know, their hopes are slim, but you just hate to give them any hope. You could have sealed it right there.
Yeah, could have finished them off and taken away all hope, as we like to say.
To try again after the sack. Wentz. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And now the focus is really clear. They need to get that 1st down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked up by Andre Cisco.
And that one, Charles, is just going to about wrap up what was no doubt a dominating defensive performance.
Yeah, I don't care what team it is. I don't care who you play, whether they're strong offensively or not. Just giving up 3 points in the NFL, that's absolutely a dominant performance and one that they can build on.
Here they come, 2nd and 10 now from the 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. He's got his big tight end, Fant. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he pushes through a would-be tackler to get about 3 yards, 2nd down. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
This is Chenault on the receiving end.
And he makes it all the way down to the 31. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Here's a give to Etienne.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard.
They'll run with Etienne.
And he is going to have the 1st down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, little insult to injury here late in the game. This to make it a 3-score game late. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for our visitors, it's a dream start. 2 wins in 2 early road games. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they'll drop to 0-2. And they will get a home date next week against the Los Angeles Chargers.